Hey, Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com. I help everyday people build income streams for life from home business, just like me. So today I'm going to talk briefly about the value of a no. And you likely, if you've done some training and read some books and really gotten into the understanding of what it is that you're doing, then you learn how powerful no is, right? Human nature says that of every 10 that you talk to, only 2 are going to be ready to take action, even if all 10 need it and profess to need it. That's just human nature. You're not going to change human nature. You might have times where it appears different, and that's okay, but in the big picture, that's the way it's going to work. But do you really understand the value of a no? Because if you really get the value of a no, you won't have any problem getting no's. So I was reading an example, recently where they talked to the example they used was if you get paid $500 for a sale, and you have to go through 5 no's or 4 no's to get the 5th person to say yes, right? Then each no is worth $100, right? Which is fine, and that's a decent example. But what if you really extrapolate this and, most long-term networking opportunities, home businesses, you deal with consumable products. So you're not likely going to make $100 a sale from a customer perspective. So I'm going to give this down to you in a small little chunk that's really insanely powerful. So I have a friend who's been extremely successful in the business. So I have a lot of friends who've been really successful in the business. Several I mentored, which is really cool. But he's been in the same business for 21 years and not big ticket items, but really quality products, really highly consumable, emotional impact products. So people who fall in love with them. And essentially he makes about at most $20 per customer, right? Per customer that he's introduced. And he's done it for 21 years. So if you think about the ratio of 10 to get 2, and he makes $20, right, per time that he does that. So what's the value of the no for him? Well, on the surface, you would say, well, if it's 10 to get 2 and you make $20, so you get 2 sales for out of 10 and times 20, so you make $40. That's one way to look at it, but that is really the limited way to look at it. In business, you have to understand the big picture. You have to think lifetime value of a customer. So this particular person does a tremendous job of teaching service, and so he has about a 50% retention. So if you retain 50% of your customers, right, then now add that to that equation and multiply it over life. So in the original formula, I hope I'm not getting too confusing. These are pretty simple numbers. If it takes 10 to get 2, and for each 2, you're getting $20, that's $40 per 10. So each no is worth what? The conversation is worth $4, right? Each conversation. Won't even think about it as a no. Each conversation is worth $4. You just get paid on the yeses. And so if you have 50% retention, then lifetime value each conversation in the moment is worth $2 times whatever the lifetime is. So over 20 years, if you make $2 a head per conversation that you have, and then you extrapolate that a little bit, and so it's worth $24 a year times 20 years is $480. So each conversation is worth $480. How many conversations a day would you have if you understood that each conversation, regardless of the outcome, was worth $480? That is the big picture of building a business, right? That's the way you have to bring it down to get it. So I hope this was a helpful little lesson for you, because that's what you're really doing in the big picture. There's a lifetime value to everything that you do, which is why you want to do it right.